So this California thing that they're celebrating is just a committee recommendation. It's not even made it to the California House and Senate. It's not being voted on. Okay. Where is California gonna have $1,002,000 for every black person that traces their ancestry to the slave trade? I mean, we have to be very serious. And even if it does, the Africans are not gonna want to be part of it anyway. They know they don't qualify. A lot of them are not here for that. If Africans are not lining up for food stamps, they're probably not going to be lining up for no reparations. It's not for us. It'll be unfair for anybody from my community to even take this money. Like that, it's immoral. Even if it's available, it's going to be very immoral to take it. You don't have to. And I think a lot of us already know that we don't have to because we believe it's not going to be given anyway. Why are you shouting out Tariq Nasheed? Why? Like, I know that video where Tariq does and he wants him and he got scared. And because his audience, O'Shea's audience, is a lot of black men, mostly men, he doesn't want to go against Tariq because he's going to lose viewership. So this is a money play for him. I don't think he really believes this, right? Like this, the U-turn is so big that and he likes to make it feel like he's okay with the guys in Africa, but not okay with the Africans here. We're not any different. You bring a Ugandan man here, it takes him 2 days, and he's going to start thinking like me. It's not any different. And a lot of us have been very considerate over the years. It's just now that we're like, enough of the bullshit. I guess I'm missing the English. Delineation means you're cutting off your lineage with slavery and the African continent. Separating data collection by the US government is not delineation, but if that's what they want to call delineation, I'll give it to them, okay? Now, let's look at this comment. It says, yes, California is starting the delineation process. There's a whole YouTube video where they actually celebrate this as there's a live stream where they celebrate this as success. I'm going to tell you guys something very unique here. Stay with me, please. Yes, California is starting the delineation process. As it began, like, what is it right now? As it begins, you see, like, you can't write like a small block of tweet or whatever they call it on X with a spell check in the only language that you know. Like, these are the things that really, like I said this group have not really been impressive. It's because of things like this. They tend to focus on people's accents, even though we speak the same English language. We've spoken English our whole lives. I speak 5 different languages fluently, naturally, fluently, 3 of which I acquired. Like, these are languages that I've learned a lot of them as an adult, 18 years and over. I learned Spanish in my 30s, even an older adult. You only have one language, man. You can at least do a spell check. If you're writing a tweet this big for a group as a leader of that group or a significant member of that group, don't you like have to at least check how you say things or like how you write things? Like, it's not hard. I mean, you got California right. You got starting the delineation. You put that in blocks, process. Okay, you put that an apostrophe there, a comma. As it begins, okay, I guess he was trying to say as it begins or as it begins to become. What the hell is what? Please help me. What English am I reading? As it begins to become federally recognized on U.S. Census. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to take some of your comments, but here's the thing. Okay, so become. So when he's lying, but he didn't know how to lie, so he has all these things going through his head, and then he put begins to become in. I guess he was trying to say as it begins to become federally recognized on U.S. Census. Guys, the U.S. Census is the only database that actually does this already. Okay? How do you live in your country and not know how things work? But if I do this, I just want to show you guys something. I hope you guys can see the screen. If you've gone through a census in the US, this is the ACS, right? There's two of them. There's a PACS, which is a Puerto Rican one, and then there's the ACS, which is the one that you're actually going to receive at your house every 10 years when the US government does census data. This is actually the only form where the US government is able to tell how smaller groups are doing. So this is not new, guys. This is not new. If you look at an ACS form, it's really sad because you're American citizens and you don't even understand how your own systems work. Somebody has to move from Africa to explain this, man. It really is sad. But if you go to person one, okay, this is normal forms. You put your last name, your first name, your area code, your address. You print your today's date. Persons one, if you have family members, whatever, right? You fill that, your sex. What do you see here? For group from number 5, if you're any of these Hispanic origin groups, you say no for Latino or Hispanic, yes. Mexican, Mexican American, Chicano, yes. Puerto Rican, yes. Cuban. And if you are the others, if you are from El Salvador, Dominican Republic, Colombia, Guatemala, Spaniard, Ecuadorian, Argentinian, you put that here. It's already there in the first page of your census collection booklet. It comes like a little booklet for those of you that have done this before. Number 6 here, if you're white, they even tell you to put whether you're German, Irish, English, Italian, Lebanese, Egyptian. You put that here. I didn't know they put Egyptians in white. What happens if you're black? If you're black, you can put African American, Jamaican, Haitian, Nigerian. The US government is using African American here for black Americans because of their connection to the slave trade. That is why they're doing that. They're not using your skin color, but they're using what they call ethnicity. But here also they clarified, they said black or African American. Print, for example, African American, Jamaican, so the Jamaicans have already been delineated according to their definition. Haitian, Nigerian, Ethiopian, Somali. So in my case, when I take here, I come down here and I say Ghanaian. Okay? And the Indians have all their tribes here. The US Census data already does that. So how is this something to celebrate? Oh, yeah. So this is what I was saying. Right? It's like, I'm not mocking O'Shea because he didn't make this post. I'm not mocking generally Black Americans for this because not everybody knows this. But at least you have to understand that I'm breaking this down so that it's factual. O'Shea says, shout out to Tariq Nasheed because they've helped to achieve this. This was already there. Why are they lying to people? Why are they taking advantage of people because they're not educating themselves? Like, this is very simple stuff. Like, if you just go on Google and look for, all of you guys can do this at home. Just look for, this is from census.gov. So I'm not making this up. This is from the US government. Census.gov is how the US government collects census data. Okay. You can go and look at this yourself. So yeah, this is the things that people need to really be careful of, because when they show you this on the internet, they are lying about something that they've achieved, even though they haven't achieved that, and that is really sad. Like people are really relying on Tariq Nasheed for this kind of information and thinking that, hey, we've achieved delineation. They did a whole YouTube party about this because the US Census data is starting to recognize them. Or the US Census data have been having this probably since its inception. It's always been like that. Because if you remember back when Kobe was on the call one time, we had the data point about how the US government knows about how Africans, especially West Africans, are closing the wage gap between the black and white wage gap. It's because of the census data. That's how they were able to do the analysis on that data. That's the only data that does that. I think what OSHA and the group are trying to achieve, and they don't even know it, is that when you go to fill a job form, the US Department of Labor form, it does not include, it puts the whole groups together as black or African. It doesn't give you the option to do that. But it has one category that says other. And if you're really sensitive about it, you can take other and just put Ghanaian, right? It does have that. But at least that part is not really delineated. But in terms of how the US government does census, it already breaks those groups. Now, whether or not people are going to answer truthfully, who cares? But at least that provision is already there.